All right, hello everyone. My name is Dustin. I'm the search marketing specialist here at Webshop Manager, and I'm pretty excited to have this webinar with you guys to go over some basic SEO and how to conduct keyword research. So let's get started. Wait a minute while this loads up. There we go. Okay, so sorry about that. Let's get started here. We're going to be going over meta information and keywords in the beginning part here. And when you're planning to do any kind of SEO, there's some pretty basic techniques that you can follow. So let's go ahead and get started. So what is a keyword? A keyword is basically going to be a word or phrase, a couple of words you throw together that match what you think users are going to be searching for or get to your site. So when you have keywords, think of them in the context that, think of it from a searcher's point of view. It's easy to kind of get lost in your business, and because you guys know exactly what your business is about, but other people don't. And you're really going to want to target the keywords you use based on what you think searchers are going to be looking for, not somebody who has industry experience or knows about your company is going to be searching for. So you have to make sure that your keywords are going to be relevant to your site and your content. And it's also important to choose keywords that are going to have the most impact on searchers and are as relevant and descriptive as possible. So an example of that is if you're a store that sells exercise equipment, running gear, running shoes, and stuff like that, it's going to be against your best interest to try to rank for keywords that are really general and vague, like shoes or running. And you know, this is a mistake I see often when I am looking at sites who are asking some help with their SEO. And the reason why is because those keywords usually have a really high search volume, often in the thousands. And those kind of keywords are going to be, they're really going to be dominated by industry leaders. So in this case, Adidas, Nike, Zappos, they're going to always rank first or on the first couple of pages for terms that are that general. So choosing the right keywords right off the bat is going to be one of the best ways to do your SEO properly. And you also want to make sure with your keywords that if a keyword that you've chosen takes a searcher to your site, you're going to want to make sure that it's going to meet their expectations and that what they were searching for is going to match the content they're going to find on your site. And you're never going to want to use keywords in your meta information that are going to appear in the actual content on your site. So a question that often comes up is, if there's more people searching for a keyword, isn't it better for my site and visibility? And the short answer to that question is no. There's so many searches, like I was mentioning, for general keywords that it's just going to be possible to rank. And the good thing about this is that there are something called long-tail keywords that consist of more words. They have a lower search volume on a monthly basis and also a lower competition. So I have a little infographic here I'm going to show you that I got from moz.com, formerly SEO Moz, that kind of describes the long-tail keyword. So the majority of searches, 7%, are made in the long tail. So you've got here from 5 searches all the way up to millions of searches per month. You've got the fat head, as they call it, which consists of keywords that are pretty general. They get a lot of searches that are going to be nearly impossible to rank for. And then the long tail here is actually the majority of searches every month that users make, because most people don't just search for running or shoes when they want to make a purchase. They're gonna tailor their search query to be much more specific, and those are the kind of keywords that you find in the long tail, and those are the kind of keywords you're going to want to target. So before we go on, I just wanted to give you guys some information on the types of search queries there are. There's three main types. The first is navigational, and a navigational search query is used
Okay. The audio back up. Okay, sorry about that, everyone. We had some audio problems, so I'm going to be continuing using the laptop audio. So the second type of query is an informational query, and those cover broad topics. They are usually dominated by Wikipedia or WikiHow or eHow. And those kind of queries want an answer to a question or learn how to do something. So with informational queries, it's difficult to monetize those. You can drive traffic to your site targeting navigational queries by posting high quality and informative content that will provide helpful information that's relevant to the query. You can write blog posts, which I'm a big advocate for writing blogs. They're a great way to publish fresh content to your site, drive overall traffic. You can create how-to videos. You can write step-by-step guides, or even design an infographic that illustrates concepts, just kind of like the long-tail keyword one we were just looking at. And the goal when you're targeting informational queries is to position yourself as a trustworthy, authoritative source of info, and not to just advertise your products and cram marketing messages down people's throats. This is really used to build brand awareness, and if you can answer a searcher's question, they're going to think positively of you, and they're going to want to come back to your site, whether it's to make a purchase or to get more information about certain products and stuff like that. So the third type of query is a transactional query, and those have the user intends to complete a transaction, basically. People either search for specific product names, such as Samsung Galaxy S4, or something like Apple iPhone 5, so they know exactly what they want, or more generic terms like new running shoes, new cell phone, iced coffee maker, stuff like that. And with the transactional query, that searcher is at the end of the conversion funnel. These are the people you really want to target when you are optimizing an e-commerce site. You can optimize product pages, landing pages, and really focus on localized SEO. So say you're based in San Diego, you're a San Diego-based company, you're really going to want to tailor your site to that so that people know where to find you, and you can drive people, local people, to your site to buy products. Moving on, I just really wanted to quickly show you guys the search engine result page structure that SEOs run into nowadays and people run into nowadays, because it's really changed over the last few years. You used to get all organic results, but now, as you can see, there's a real wealth of information here and that you can tap into. So here up at the top is going to be your paid ads that are done through AdWords. And the second result here is going to be your actual organic result. This is the only organic result that's currently showing on this results page. The third image here is the locational map that Google provides. When you sign into your Google account, it's going to use information that you've given it. So Google knows I'm San Diego based, so it's going to show me Starbucks locations in San Diego. And I'm actually a little surprised that there's only 3 nearby. Usually there's one at every corner. And then this fourth area are your rich text snippets. This is an advanced piece of code that Google, Bing, and Yahoo have worked on together. They've created a site called schema.org that we don't really work with now, but you are able to add them to your site. It's little snippets of code that tell you more about each page, and when Google crawls that page, this is telling Google, the snippet is going to tell Google what the page is about. So the benefit of this is you've got your one organic result here, but in reality you've really got 7 results and 7 different parts of your site. You've got the menu, you've got the copy, you've got the cards, you've got the store locator. So that's the benefit of rich text snippets, which are being used more and more nowadays. And then this 5th result here is going to be Google Places for Business. You can submit your site to Google Places, and it kind of works like Yelp and Yellow Pages. People are able to write reviews. They're going to be able to give you a rating. And this, if you got good ratings and you're getting good reviews, it's going to really help your traffic. And also, based on your location, it's going to tell you the address of each relative location here on the map. Number 6 is going to be the news. If there is news related to your query, any news agency that's partnered with Google is going to be showing up on the first page. So that's just something Google added recently that usually doesn't have anything to do with e-commerce stuff. This is about Starbucks that will be in the news quite often. And then this last part here, 7, is going to be the images. And these images are being shown by Google because of their alt tags. Their alt tags are going to be related to Starbucks coffee. So that's another great way to get people to come to your site and to tell Google what your page is about. And we're going to be covering that in a little bit. Okay. So now we're going to go over the meta tags. And the meta tags are the elements found in your HTML document, which is a hypertext markup language, which is what a website is basically built on. The HTML is the skeleton of the site, the bones, and then the styling is done with a different coding language, CSS, cascading style sheets, but we're not going to get into that now. And the meta tags include the meta title, the H1 tag, the meta description, meta keywords, and alt tags. So let's get into this. The meta title is what appears at the top of your browser. So there's an example of that here. When you've got a tab open in your browser, this is Chrome. The title is going to show up there. And also it's going to be the first thing that people see when they, the first thing people see on the results page. And the meta title really carries the most SEO value because it's the first thing that users are going to see, and it's what they're going to click on. So you're going to want to optimize that to really show what your website is going to be about. And that's going to be limited to 65 characters. After that, it's going to get cut off. So you're going to want to try to keep it within 65 characters. The H1 tag is the first heading tag in the HTML language. There's up to 6, and they go from largest to smallest, from 1 to 6. So this is an example where the H1 tag will propagate on the site. You're going to see it right at the top there, and the H1 tag is going to be the most important for Google to see what the site's going to be about. So this would be an example of an H1 tag, and then this would be an H2 tag down here. So the meta description is a small block of text you see underneath the title when you actually are looking at your search results. And now these are interesting because they're not crawled by Google anymore. They used to be, but they, in my opinion, they still have incredible value when it comes to click-through rates and driving traffic to your site, because it's going to bold the keywords you're searching for in there, and it's going to give you a little bit more room to describe what your site's about. As opposed to the title, which is limited to 65, the meta description is going to be limited to 165. So it's going to give people a little bit more information about your company, your business, what they're going to find on your site, and it's going to help them decide whether or not they actually want to click through to your site. So it's definitely valuable real estate to take advantage of. The keywords, as we were talking about earlier, you're going to be using to optimize each page on your site. And they're used to describe your page to Google only. They're not going to be visible to users landing on your page. And they're going to be found in the HTML here as meta name keywords, and then the content are going to be the keywords. So what Google is doing when it crawls your site is it's going to reference this tag. It's going to crawl these keywords, and it's going to see if they're going to be found in the actual content of your site. So that's why it's important to use keywords that you're going to actually optimize your site for, and that are going to be in the content. Lastly, I think, is the alt tags, and these are used to describe images to Google, because Google can't see images like you and I. Google can only read text in the HTML files. So when you have an image without an alt tag, Google's going to see an empty space. Once you put the alt tag in, it's going to give it a better understanding of the image and the site. And then this is going to actually show up on the Google image results too. So this is a great example of an alt tag. The images of the MacBook family, the different types of MacBooks you can get. And the alt tag reads the MacBook Pro family, high performance, 3 sizes. So it's describing exactly what that image is about. So now we're going to get into the fun part. We're going to actually do a little bit of keyword research. I'm going to keep it really basic, just so you guys get an understanding of it. And if you want to get more into it, there's some additional resources I've listed here that we can send out. And also, I've written some blogs on Web Shop Manager that kind of go over how to do keyword research more in depth and how to write proper descriptions and all of that. So to use the keyword planner tool, you're going to first have to sign into your Google account. If you don't have a Google account, I would highly recommend making one. First of all, use the tool. And second of all, Google highly values people that are in line with their technology, that use Google+, that use Google authorship. You're going to end up getting better results by partnering with them. We'll just leave it at that. So you're going to actually go to adwords.google.com/keyword planner, and then you're going to select search for new keywords and ad group ideas. So I thought I'd get out of this presentation and actually, instead of going over it in slides, actually show you guys the process. So this is what the keyword planner tool looks like when you first arrive. There's several options here to choose from, but the only one that I really use is the search for new keywords and ad group ideas. It's going to take the keywords you enter, and it's going to give you ad group ideas. It's going to give you new keywords, their search volume, their competition, everything, and it's going to actually give you the search volume for all the keywords you're putting in and all the keywords it's going to suggest. So the first step is to click there. I'm going to walk you guys through all these options here. This first box is actually where you're going to enter in your keywords. You can either separate them with a comma, or you can list them out. I like to list them out. We'll get to that. You can enter a landing page here or a URL, and that's Google's going to cross-reference that page, and it's going to suggest keywords based on what it found on that page. I usually don't use this tool unless I really don't know much about the industry or the site. So you shouldn't really be too concerned with that aspect of it. Product category, you can narrow down your search results by selecting a specific category that you want your results to be grouped into. So you can do arts and entertainment, cartoons, industry, music, and audio, and that'll just help Google refine the ideas it's going to throw back at you, the keywords it's going to throw back at you. But I usually don't use those. Targeting, I've only worked in the United States, so you can select any country to select your keywords from. English, language, I always choose Google. It's an automatically chosen here. I'm not concerned with Yahoo and Bing, since Google owns about 70–80% of the search engine market. This negative keywords tool is pretty nifty. It can help you out if you are, for example, trying to find keywords that are related to leather shoes, and you want to optimize a page for leather shoes only, but you keep on getting suggestions on leather jackets, leather belts. You can actually type in jackets, jacket, any variation of that, belts, and it's going to take any result that has these words in it, and it's going to omit those from the suggestion. So that'll help narrow it down. That's what that is for. You can apply filters, how many searches they get, the amount that they're being bid on, all that stuff. You can hide certain keywords in your plans, include, exclude certain keywords. But what I do is I like to sift through the results myself. So that way I can personally get a better understanding of what people are searching for, instead of trying to get things out of the way right off the bat. So I'm going to put in some keywords here just to show you guys the process and what different types of keywords are going to pull up for you. I'm going to put in e-commerce, automotive e-commerce, e-commerce web designer, and automotive e-commerce. So I came up with these because this is what Web Shop Manager focuses on. And the tool here is not case sensitive. It's all going to come back in lowercase, so I like to keep it in lowercase from the get-go. It doesn't matter which letters are capitalized or not. Well, let's go ahead and click the Get Ideas button right here. So you're going to get two tabs. The first tab is Ad Group Ideas. It's going to group certain keyword suggestions into ad groups. So e-commerce design, website development, templates. And the second tab is going to be keyword ideas. Here you're going to find the keywords you searched on, their monthly searches, competition, how much people are bidding on them, all that stuff. And then if you scroll down, this is where you get your keyword suggestions. All these keywords found here are also going to be in your ad groups, and I like to look at them and skim through them. So I don't really use the ad group ideas tab. I just like to look at them all and sort them by relevance. And whatever keywords are most relevant to the keywords that you are searching on are going to be showing them first. So as I was explaining earlier, really vague general terms like e-commerce are going to be difficult to rank for because of the amount of searches they get on a monthly basis and the amount of competition they have. If you're targeting keywords with lower search volume and high competition, personally I'm okay with that because it's going to be easier to rank for low search volume keywords with high competition than it is for high search volume and high competition. And if you take a look at some of these stats that Google provides, automotive e-commerce might be trending down right now, but that's going to pick back up. You see a pattern often with the amount of searches keywords get. So that's why I don't have a problem with trying to optimize sites for keywords that may have a low search volume, because they usually end up picking back up. So this one, for example, automotive e-commerce software, it's averaging 10 searches a month, but it goes up to 20. So when you're targeting keywords like this that are currently have low search volume, that's a great place to get in because it's going to be easier to rank for these keywords. And once the swing picks back up, you're going to be ranking high for a higher number of searches, which is ultimately going to increase your traffic and hopefully raise your conversion rates. So any keywords that you want to use, you can add to plan. And then as you skim through these keywords, anyone that you see that looks like you can actually work into your site's content, that looks like it is going back up in the amount of searches, you can add to your plan. So I'm just going to add a couple of these just so we can get to the next step, because I know we're hitting the 30-minute mark here. So once you've gotten a plan together, there's a download button here, which you can click. And you're going to need Microsoft Excel to be able to open this file. You're going to download that file, save it. It's going to show up in your downloads. So let's open that up and take a look. So what we've got here, I'm going to expand these cells, is the campaign name, geo-targeting, ID, currency, ad group, all of that. I personally don't use or reference these because I already know what those are referring to. So what I like to do is I like to focus on the keywords, the average monthly searches, the competition, and then the suggested bid only if you're going to be using AdWords. So now at this point what I do is I add a filter. And now I filter from largest to smallest by monthly searches. And then from here I can pick out which keywords I want to use. As you notice, they're all long tail keywords. None of them are vague. They're arguably automotive e-commerce is a little bit big, but it's better to use keywords like these just because it's going to be easier to rank. So once you're going to want to use between 1 and 3 keywords per page. Oftentimes I see people stuff a lot of keywords in their site, and that's going to be seen as spam. So you're really going to want to optimize for 1 to 3 keywords, and the more content you have around those keywords, it's going to be easier to rank. So yeah, that's basically it. I think we can open it up to questions now. So I'm going to hand it over to Chris. You can close it out.
Wow, great. Thanks, Dustin. That was really cool. All right. So if you guys have any questions, you can feel free to write them into the question box. We have one right now. I'll ask Dustin and see what he says. This question says, if I don't have time to perform SEO on every section of the back end of my site, what are the 1 or 2 most important sections to optimize?
Okay, that's a great question. Most people don't have enough time to optimize their entire site. People have thousands of product pages and all that. So I would always suggest optimizing the home page. You want people to land on your home page for more than just branded searches. So if people are obviously going to land on your home page if they look up your company, but you're going to want to have them land on your home page if they are searching for other things as well. And a lot of sites don't have content on their home page, and I think that's a really underutilized space for people to potentially optimize. And then also it's a great idea to optimize your top selling products. So, because you already know that they have a good track record of selling. So you're going to want to optimize those as well and make sure that more people can land on your featured products and brands.
All right. This next question is from another participant. He wants to know, how fast can I expect doing the SEO on my site to help my site performance?
Doing SEO is a really time-consuming process. It's something that you should really take seriously and invest a lot of time into. Once you've optimized your site and you've optimized your content for specific keywords, you can usually see a change in traffic within about 3 months. Google takes about 3 months to register changes and to start changing their results structure. So probably in about 3 months you can start seeing solid changes. Okay, let's look at another question on here. What does the suggested bid value signify? That that's related to AdWords. We don't do a lot of AdWords and pay-per-click marketing here, and basically what that means is you can buy ad space on the Google results page to basically rank at the very top for specific keywords. And the more competitive those keywords are, the more people that are searching for those keywords, the higher the suggested bid is going to be. So for each click that you get to your site, you're going to be paying on average that amount of money. So the higher your campaign is going to be in terms of how much money you can put into it, the more competitive keywords you can target, and the more traffic you can drive to your site from that.
All right, and then our last question is going to be, and if you guys, we only have time for this one more question, but if you guys have any other questions, feel free to email Dustin. His email address is dustin@webshopmanager.com. He can definitely help you with any more advanced questions, or if you have anything more personalized to your specific company.
So let's take a look at these questions.
So the last one will be, what is the best way to do SEO on a specific popular product?
I'd say the best way to do SEO on a specific popular product would be you're going to take that product page. You are going to first you're going to take the product name and you're going to search in Google and see what's showing up for that specific query to begin with. You can take a look at those sites, SEO, see what they're doing to optimize their sites, and if you're in luck, they aren't doing much and they're just relying on the sheer amount of times the product name is mentioned on their site. So once you have a little bit of information about the product and what kind of sites it's pulling up right now, you can use the keyword planner to search that product. You can use words like new, used, or where to buy, and then just combine those keywords along with the product name. And then once you see a couple that you think you can optimize that page for, and they have low search volume or high, I try to stick between the teens and hundreds, and that have low, medium competition. You can add content to that product page, or popular product page, and then optimize that content, because the more content you have on each page, the better. The more content you have, the easier it is for Google to classify your site, index it correctly, and send users towards it once they're searching for that particular product.
Great. So that's it for our webinar. Once again, if you have any more advanced questions or any specific questions, feel free to email Dustin at webshopmanager.com. That's DUSTIN at webshopmanager.com. And on behalf of Webshop Manager and Dustin, this is Chris, and we want to thank you again for coming to our webinar. And we hope you join us for the next one. Thank you.